Hi guys, so you join me here today at Lindholme Lakes, and today we're actually going to fish on the Laurels lake. So Laurels is one of them, it's full of big carp, big F1s, and it holds a good head of fish. So today's video is actually going to be slightly different to usual. So it's going to be split up into different sessions. So I know not everybody's interested in pole fishing, not everybody's interested in feeder fishing. So I'm going to do both methods, but split it into different videos. So this video in particular is going to be all about pellet fishing. So I'm going to be fishing micros and expanders, keeping it dead simple, showing you how to catch carp and F1s this time of year in winter, dead cold. So there's a few little tips that hopefully I can give you along the way that will help you put more fish in your net this winter. So the way that I kick-started my swim today, fed a little ball, just that size, fit in my little pot, push it in a little bit of crushed expander. So crushed expander is great, it's literally ground down expander pellets, which we're going to be fishing expanders and micros. That's going to leak off loads of attraction, falling through the water, and then I'll feed a few micros in the bottom as well, sit that on top and play it from there. Sometimes you only need a couple of them to kickstart it, and then once the fish move in they get preoccupied on the micros, so you can cut the expander out, but it's just great for that initial feed to put a bit of crushed expander in. Another lovely fish. Plenty of bites to be had, literally a bite a chuck. Oh, come round the other side, mate. Nice big F1, I think. Look at that. Oh. Pull a bit more up. There we go. Look at that. Off he comes. There. Nice little plump one he is. Nicely hooked in his bottom lip. Look at that. When it comes to bait preparation for fishing micros and expanders, like to do this the night before at home, especially in winter. It gives time for the microbes to absorb all the water, and it makes them easier for the fish to digest because they're soft all the way through, so they can just crumble. So obviously here at Lindholme it's fishery pellets only, so I come up here quite a bit, so I do have quite a lot of spare pellets, usually buy a bag when I come up, and I always like to have some at home as well. So as I say, I like to prepare my bait the night before. To do this, get a little bit of banoffee liquid, my favourite. If you ever smelt it, you'll know why. Put that in a tub, add some water. Some people only like to use lake water. I don't mind using tap water, it's never seemed to do me any harm, so I carry on using it until I know any different. So mix it up, and you've got like a yellowy liquid. Pour it onto my micros, make sure it's level off, just so there's a little bit of water just above the micros and they absorb it lovely. Same with my expanders. These are pro expanders, so they sink, so literally add them into a tub, add my water on and pop them in the fridge. Get them out a day later, just before I leave to go fishing, and they're sorted. Get on bank and they're ready to go. So I keep it dead simple. I've literally just catching on. This is a 4mm pro expander pellet. So I've actually made some the night before, and what I like to do is I like to do a mixture of sizes, so 2s, 4s and 6s. The best one that I've caught on today, I've tried a couple of 2s, 4 and a 6, and by far the quickest way to get a bite is just by putting a 4 on. So that's mainly the best size, but it's always worth trying. I've got a couple alternate hook baits as well, so I've got some maggots with me, and I've also bring a tin of corn. This time of year, corn's a bright visible bait. Fish usually feed by sight as the clarity drops out of the water, so corn can be great for picking out them extra few bites, extra few fish. Usually tend to get a couple of bigger fish as well on corn, but like I say, best bait that we've had today has just been standard 4mm pro expander. It's one of them, if you haven't had a bite for a little while, it's always worth tapping a few more pellets in, and then if it's completely dead, just move to the left or to the right. Oh, there we go, there's another. and you'll find that they've just moved off to the side or backed off a little bit with a few being caught. They don't tend to stray too far away this time in winter. Once you've found them, that's normally it. But that's dead important, it's finding them. Do a bit of research, find out what pegs have been producing fish. If you're asking tackle shop on site or anything like that, they'll always tell you good areas, and they tend to hold up in the same areas every year. So if you've had a good session one winter in an area, it's always worth revisiting. They're quite predictable, a fish, most of the time anyhow. Sometimes they can just throw it all up in air and they don't do anything that you think they should be. There we go, another nice F1. Look at him. Look at that. So when we're fishing pellets this time of year, it's dead important that 90% of it is down to your feed. So the big pots that goes on your cupping kit, they don't even come out of bag this time of year. Majority of the time I use a fruit shoot pot. I do carry a range of pots with me, so I've got quite a lot of toss pots here, and as you can see they are quite considerably bigger than what the fruit shoot lid is. The main two that I'd carry, so if it were going to be prolific, I'd like to fish the little pot, which doesn't really make much sense, but if you listen to why, because you can tap your bait in, push it in, and then when you put it on the water you feed quite a lot of bait, whereas if you fish a sprinkle pot this time of year, you can literally tap it and you can feed 5, 6, 7 micros at a time, whereas it's quite hard to do with one of these little pots. So I carry a vast amount them around with me, but majority of the time the ones that come out this time of year, especially when I'm pellet fishing, is a good old faithful fruit shoot pot lid, just off the juice bottles. Put a little slit in the bottom of it and you can squeeze it and it just holds tight. As you can see, I've got that literally within an inch of the end of the pole, so you want it as close to the end as you can get it, because don't forget, when I'm putting my float in, I'm dropping my float down from the end and you want to feed bang on top of it. So some of the pots I see people, they have them right down here because that's where to tighten up and fit to. You need to make sure your pot is tight at the end. You want it within an inch of the end at most, just so then when you put it in it's all deadly accurate. Your float's sat bang over where you've put your bait, and it's definitely going to get you more bites this winter. So every time I've been going out, I've literally just been filling my toss pot up. So I've been putting a few micros in, and then I started off putting a pinch of like little nuggets of crushed expander in as well. But once a few fish have moved into areas, they are now, we're getting regular bites, I've cut that out. It's good to draw fish in at the start, but then I think that they're just interested in the pellets, to be honest. So, and then if I'm getting loads of bites, what I might do is I might even just feed every other put in, and then obviously if I go in and my second put in and I don't get any bites for a couple of minutes when I've been getting regular bites, it's easy enough just to come back, refill your toss pot and put a few more pellets in. So just hold my rig still over where I want my far bank light, over where my bait is, and then I tap my bait in over the top. Then that back shot's dead important, doing its job, just sat there. It takes all the movement out of the float and it stops the float drifting towards you. So the wind's coming in towards us today, so the float would have a tendency, if I were using a light float and no back shot, it'd just go with the toe and come towards us. If I'm using a bit of an heavier float today and the back shot, it'll just stay where I've placed the bait. So it's important just to keep lifting and dropping your float every minute or two. Just if these one in air, it just catches your attention a little bit quicker. So you lift it up, literally hold it a few seconds. There we go, there's one on. So I held it a few seconds, dropped it back down, and just as I lowered it back down, obviously one's seen it, eating pellets in air, it flutters up in front of them, and we just can't resist it. Once again, the 7 hybrid slip doing its thing. Perfect for these fish. Get them on puller. Stretch your so. Pull it. Up it comes. Looks like a nice little carp again. There we go. Lovely fish. Proper stock is these. Oh, there we go, right in top lip. Hook's just come out in net. I'll load him up for you. Oh, lovely little carpies. Let me turn him round. Still lively. Oh. He's on one. Look at that. Lovely. Plenty of bites to be had on days like this. Right guys, so I'm just going to run you through the rig that I've used today. Dead simple, one rig, it's roughly the same depth out there, so if I had need to move, or if I did, I'd literally just plumb up again, and I might have to move my float an inch at most. So we'll start off at the float end. This is an F1 pellet, and it's a 4x14s, so it's probably a little bit heavier than what I usually like to fish, but with this strong wind, you need something that's going to be stable and sit there. I don't want it moving with wind or any tow or anything. A nice visible bristle. That's on 013 main line to an 010 SFL, so quite a light hook. Don't need much this time of year, they're not going to pull that hard. And as you can see, I've got a bulk, strung out bulk of number 10s down at the bottom. It's on a 6-inch hook length. To that I've got a 7 hybrid slip elastic, so I was fishing here up to double figures, but there's quite a lot of fish around £1 to £3 mark, which is perfect for that. And then to that I've just got a number 8 back shot. As you can see, that holds the float dead still. It's all about being stable, don't want it moving too much, and that's as simple as it gets. Not much to it. Probably got 5 foot out there, maybe 6 foot, so quite deep, but lovely depth this time of year. And to that I've literally got a toss pot, so a little pot to carry my bait out. Don't want all too big because you have a tendency to overfill it. I'd rather put more in regular, little bits in regular, than go too big and be tempted to put more bait in. So that's it, simple as. There we go, fish on. Nice little dink on the float. Nice 7 Jura hybrid doing its thing. Lovely this time of year. Not going to bump any of the small fish, or any fish in fact, and them big ones it easily deals with. It's got it on a puller. Take a couple of pulls. Just plod around and there we go, a nice little carp. Look at that. Little cuties these are. Perfect miniature fish. Look at that, nicely hooked. Oh, can't get a hook out. There we go. Oh, hold him up for you. Look at that. There we go. lovely days fishing, literally one rig, same depth out there. Just tap some pellets in, and if you stop getting bites on one line, they don't tend to move far this time of year, so just try a bit to left or to right, and sometimes you might have to go a little bit further out for them. I've had a lovely days fishing though, caught plenty of fish. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Concentrate getting this one in. Give it a pull. There we go, a little F1. There we go, hold him up. Hope you've enjoyed this little video and learnt a little bit about pellet fishing this time of year. It's like a fantail, that one. There's always bites to be had if you're getting out there, and give yourself a chance to catch them. Let's see if we can get another one. Is there anything better than an instant win? Woohoo! Andy may be so proud of this little thing. Just little like me. Best ones ever. Woohoo! You can see I've had a lovely day's fishing. Fish a chuck more or less all day, catching on pellets and expanders. What else can I say? Look at all fish here. Won a chuck. Got the tactics right for the day, found a few fish, and the rest is history. Hope if you like this video, subscribe and I'll bring you more. Cheers guys.